Alrighty folks, welcome back for some more TechNodefirmacraft here on the server. Looks like Mickey and I'm the only two on right now. Sim was on a minute ago, but he just left, took a break, and actually I'm about to leave too. But I wanted to show you what's going on because I found lots of good stuff. Turn that off. So we are far from base at the moment. I showed you guys the poor copper mine. I did not show you guys the second mine we went looking for, which was normal but really hard to find any actual copper. And I didn't show you the third one because it was, again, normal and really hard to find any decent deposit of copper. You can see here it was winter, of course, and the snow was out. It has now turned spring and things are finally starting to warm up, although it is freezing off and on still. Anyway, so this tetrahedrite mine up here is normal, but it's a pain to find anything. This poor tetrahedrite's the one I showed you. This one is a real pain. It's got a bunch of random stuff and can't find much copper. I didn't check that one. I may have to go back to that, but it's poor as well. You just do a quick scan. I'm just standing here looking at my mini map. Okay. So I've gone all the way down south here, way south. So this is about 1,500 blocks south of base, that green apple tree I found. And down here, there's a peach tree, one peach tree. That's the only tree I found. And then if you might notice, this is a little bit lighter green. This is all dry grass. And when I say all, I mean all of this is dry grass. And that means there's not enough moisture around for fruit trees to spawn. So yeah, I spent a lot of time looking for fruit trees over there and did not find. At any rate, I did find, when I was down here, native copper nuggets on the ground, and I wanted to show you guys what's up with that. So I marked one here where I found those two, plus here's a couple here, here's one here. So it looks like there ought to be something around here, right? Well, I also found just over here a couple more, and it's like, okay, well, is this like a kind of a long horizontal vein? Because there's one, I don't know, I think there may be a couple more over here. Is that all one vein, or is it two veins, or whatever? So came down here and started picking around and found nothing of interest, nothing of interest, over and over and over. So I went and looked it up, and we are in limestone area, biome, whatever it is, and native copper doesn't spawn in limestone. So that tells us it's not in the top layer, it's down lower. Okay, I don't need a limestone rock, thank you. It's down lower. So we went ahead and just dug straight down in 2 blocks wide. It's a little safer, and you can put the torches up. So I guess honestly I kind of like the 2 blocks wide. But at any rate, got really kind of lucky. So if you go down here just to the bottom, we get a large sample there. If you go up 1 block, okay, 2 blocks, okay, 3 blocks. Well, where is it? There you go. No. Oh, I've taken enough out that it's changed from very large to large. Interesting. I haven't taken much out. Anyway, it was large here and very large, like 1 or 2 blocks up. So then I went and I said, okay, well, which direction is it? And I literally went like 2 blocks this way, and I could see, like, at this height it was large, and over here at that height it was very large. Or backwards, I guess. It was large there, and it turned to very large over here. That's right. And by the way, the barrel here is so that it can get water, but it hasn't rained. Anyway, so if you put a barrel actually under the stairs, it works out, and you will get water in the barrel, and you don't have to go up and find water like I just did. All that said, all I've taken out so far is 4 pieces, and you can see I've done a bit of digging. We are in the basalt layer, which does spawn native copper and is an awesome looking rock. I love basalt. And I love this smooth basalt, is just gorgeous, and then you can make the basalt bricks and all that, so I will definitely be using this in a build for sure. But guys, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a vein of copper. It's normal, it's not rich, so numerically, you know, rich would be even better for more units worth. But it's not bad to have 50s because they add up more evenly when you're trying to do bronze and stuff. But anyway, at least it's not poor. And just look at this. I mean, I'm sure I haven't uncovered half of what's here yet. And I'm at the point now where I basically need to start breaking ore blocks so that I can move around and place supports. And that's why I broke a few already, is I couldn't even get supports in here. Yeah. So this is what I would consider a good copper mine. And if you spend all your time back there at that poor mine, just digging and digging and digging, looking and trying to get every little piece out of there, you're not going to. I mean, you're going to be spending your time over there instead of finding something like this. So just wanted to show you guys this. I'm going to start breaking all this out. But I mean, there's at least 3 stacks that we can see already, and I'm sure there's more. There's a couple in the ceiling, which I'm surprised because we are right on the limestone boundary. So I'm guessing right above that is limestone. And again, I'll say this one more time. Remember, the support beams support this layer, the same layer as it is, one below and one above. So this block is supported. The one above that block is not supported. So let's break this out. And right now, that block could collapse on our heads, and that would be bad. So what we want to do is just go ahead and replace that with some smooth stone, or, well, actually not wood, because it can actually break the wood, I think. Like wood planks. I don't know. I always use smooth stone because, I mean, you can get all the smooth stone you want. Just chisel it and then dig it up. So, easy peasy. Alright, well, that's it. I'm going to do some more mining here, and then we'll get back to the base after a bit and talk about kind of where we're at and what's coming up next. Oh, I need to eat the rest of this little salad. And I'm low on food, so I won't be here too much longer. I got a salad and I got a full onion, or almost a full onion. So I'm good. I can do a bit of digging here. So anyway, that's it for right now. I just wanted to show you the amazing copper mine of Copperness, or whatever it is. All right, be back with you guys in a bit. And just like that, we're back at home, and it's beautiful and, well, winter again. I haven't recorded in a couple of days. Okay, a few days. I've really been playing a lot of Darkest Dungeon this last week or so. Really sucked into that game right now, and suddenly it's December 14th on year 1001, or the second year in TFC. Yeah, so anyway, having a lot of fun over there, but I did want to come back and do some more work on the server here, some more questing, and pick up where we left off. So, last clip, which was a few days ago for me and a second ago for you guys, I was out mining all that native copper, and I think I got 4 or 5 stacks of native copper, so we have quite a bit right now. And today what we're going to do is take all that copper and do some good stuff with it. So the next part in our quest book here is to create the forge. And in fact, all you need to turn it in is to pick up 7 charcoal and 4 bricks, because that's all it actually takes to create the forge. And then you get some other goodies and bits and pieces. But let's go through and talk about what a forge is and how you make it. And then I'll show you some cool stuff. And then we'll do some armor smithing and weapon smithing and stuff. Alright, so the forge is a multi-block in its smallest form. Alright, the forge is a multi-block structure, period. In its smallest form, it is just 5 solid, non-flammable blocks, and either 7 pieces of charcoal or 1 coal block. That's it. And I'm going to show you that in a second. The solid block, blah, blah, blah. How do you make it? Okay, we're going to do that in just a second here. And you right-click the charcoal in, and then light it with a fire starter or a flint and steel. Like fire pits, and I kept calling fire pits campfires, because you've got a pit kiln, which is fire in a literal pit, and then you've got fire pits, which look like campfires but are called fire pits. It's annoying. So if I say campfire, it's really a fire pit in TFC, just so you know. Alright, so Like campfires slash fire pits, the forge will be put out by rain, so that's an issue. And it also requires a chimney, so it has to have a clear view of the sky within 1 block of the forged block itself. So if you just cover it all up, put it indoors, it's not going to work. You have to make a chimney on it. Alright, so actually I'm curious why this is 4. Maybe dirt works, I don't know. It says non-flammable solid block, so I guess dirt must work. I didn't know that. Maybe we'll try it. We'll try it, just for science. Okay, so basically all you need to do to make a forge is this, 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 this. And I thought the one below had to be like a stone block instead of a dirt block as well. But maybe I'm wrong about that. Don't look on the left. Don't look on the left. Let me just grab some. Do we still have charcoal? Like I said, it's been a few days, guys. Sorry. Oh, and somebody got limonite. Maybe I'll show you that a little later. Bunch of gems. Alright, well I'm gonna break this in a second anyway, so just alright. Don't look over here. Yeah, we don't seem to have any charcoal for some reason. For just for science purposes, and I will break this in a second. I'm not gonna cheat and use things out of the cheat menu, but just for science, we're gonna just try this. Charcoal. Coal. We're gonna grab some charcoal here, and basically all you gotta do is right click it into here. And once it gets to, oops, I went too far. And do I have a shovel? Yes, I have a shovel. Shovel charcoal. I should read the quest, I guess, because it told us how many. Is it a full block? No, it's 7 pieces, that's why. So I put 8 in. We need 7 and not 8. And we need a fire starter or a flint and steel. So let's go with the fire starter because I can make that super easy. And now if we right click it, it should turn into a forge, and it's not, which tells me we need a solid block below it. So let's get this back out of here. We're just sciencing for now. I'm not going to keep all these charcoals I just cheated in. That would be super cheaty, and we're not going to do that. Alright, let's go ahead and put 7 pieces in here. 7. And then let's, yeah, see, now I can light it. And it'll take a few times apparently. There we go. And now we have created a forge. So it actually takes 5 blocks. You have to put a stone block underneath of it, although the quest only required 4 blocks to turn in for some reason. Alright, so that's a basic forge, and like I said, I'm going to trash this because I cheated the pieces in to make it. Can you not break it? Ha. Interesting. Well, I'll go to creative mode and break it later. But anyway, we're going to get rid of these, and I'll put that piece of dirt back later, and let's get out of cheat mode right now because we don't want to risk accidentally cheating things in. So that's your basic forge, but you got a problem here. Rain will put this out, so as soon as it rains, if you're doing stuff, it's going to get put out, and it just looks stupid. It's pointless. It's silly. So what you really want to do is make something more like this, because it's awesome, and it also has cool ingots around to make it look really neat. Like I said, it's been a few days since I played, so other people have been on and doing stuff, and yeah, we did get a forge built up. Oh, well, there's the charcoal. Of course, it's in the forge. Duh. Okay. Anyway, so basically the same thing, right? You just got to have the 4 blocks on the sides, just like we did over there, and then you do the charcoal or coal. You can actually put a block of coal in there if you have found coal. Light it up, and it becomes a forge. Now you'll notice there's a chimney, but it's back 1, so directly above the block. The forge is solid, so rain can't get down and hit the forge, but there's the chimney back there, and you're able to get the air. I don't know if there's ladders anywhere here. No. You're able to get the air. Can you jump on these? Guess not. You're able to get the air down the chimney. They also went ahead and put a couple of pit kilns back here, and they are covered, so these won't get put out by rain either. And then somebody added a 3rd one, which, again, if you light one of these, all 3 will light on fire, but this one will actually get put. Wait, these don't get put out by rain, do they? Yeah, they do, I guess, because that's why we did this over here. Alright, so pit kilns and fire pits, not campfires. Fire pit. It's a campfire, guys. It's not a pit. It's a campfire. Whatever. Let's make a sandwich. Time to eat here real soon. Actually, time to eat right now. Jump, 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 jump. And I'll talk about, actually there's a whole bunch about food we can talk about after a while. But today we're going to do some smithing. Okay, so we've got our forge. Any old blocks, smooth blocks, chisel block, or bricks, whatever will work. So let's turn this in. We have now built the forge. We built a beautiful forge back there. Now we get some lovely basalt bricks, which are awesome. And we can have more native copper, basalt bricks. So I can get all of this super easy. Let's take the copper. I can get all the basalt in the freaking world. But copper does have a limited amount, sort of. And did we ever turn this on? No, it's not enabled. Okay. Alright, what's next on our list of things to do? Copper anvil or / basic smithing. So actually you can't do copper anvil first, you have to do a basic one. Alright, so let's start at the top. This is already all done because we were messing with it off screen, off camera, but we'll go through it. Alright, so unlike tools, you cannot skip the copper anvil. But don't worry, eventually you'll have the technology to reclaim all the metal in your anvil. Oh really? I didn't know that. Okay, cool. It's best to be prepared before making your ingots, so you'd best make your first anvil. Yes, the tier 1 anvil is made from raw igneous stone, such as basalt. Right click on the top of it with a hammer and it'll become an anvil. To make your copper anvil, you'll need to have 14 copper ingots, fire the vessels, blah blah blah, get the ingots, we'll do that. Wait for them to solidify. Okay, and I'll talk about that in a second. Alright, so for this quest, all you need is 14 copper ingots. You don't actually have to make the anvil. Alright, but the first thing it said is you need to make a tier 1 anvil, which is this. This is literally a piece of stone. Basalt is one of the igneous rocks. Can we... I don't think I could see more info about that. Yeah, there we go. So if you look at that second line there, it says that this is a Terrafirmacraft stone igneous extrusive brick. And this is the brick form of it, of course, versus, for instance, here's a smooth form of it. That's because I have the debug info on, which is F3 plus H, if you guys want to do that. Anyway, right now it's just a piece of stone. If we take a hammer, and we right-click it, and then you right-click it again, or 2 or 3 times apparently, it is now a tier 1 anvil, and you can put a hammer in there, and you can work copper, and only copper with it. So that's how to get started. These actually become stone again, yeah. So if you take the hammer out, these actually be turned back into stone, which is a little weird, but okay. Once you have that, you can make copper, a copper anvil, which we'll do in a second. And copper anvils, I think, can only work copper, and then I think you have to go up to bronze in order to work bronze. And then, of course, beyond that, we'll get into iron anvils and all that. So let's move on. All right, so we got our 14 copper ingots. We've already seen how to cook up metals in the pit kilns, and you just pour them into what are they called again? Yeah, ceramic. Well, ingot mold, but ceramic mold, right? Just cook them up in the pit kiln, and then dump them into there, and you get ingots. Easy enough. All right, so doubling your ingots, which is not really true. It's actually kind of having your ingots, but oh wait, there was one more thing here, wasn't there? Oh, right. So when you get them out, they'll actually be hot. And if they're hot enough, you can weld them together, which we'll get into in the next one. But for this quest, you actually have to let them cool down and stack up a stack of 14 of them. And then for the next part, we have to heat them back up and weld them together. So it's a little bit weird, but that's how it works. With a little bit of the questing, always ends up being a little bit strange. So to finish this one, or to do that one, all we had to do is get the ingots. Now, do we don't have any doubles, do we? Do we want to make some double ingots? It's kind of time consuming, and I'm not sure we need them right now. I think maybe we'll skip that part. but I can show you how to do it. So maybe we won't actually do it on camera since we've already done it once off camera here. Alright, so doubling your ingots. Now we want to make copper double ingots, which takes 2 ingots, so you get 7 instead of 14 ingots, of course. If you're fast enough, the ingots will still be hot after pouring it into the weld. Yes, pouring to weld. Whatever. It will still be hot after you're pouring, which is great, except to complete the previous part of the quest you had to let them cool down. But yes, in general, once you get them out of your pit kiln in this case, they'll still be hot and you can weld them together. Look at the temperature tooltip to know if it's hot enough. We'll get into this once I start doing some smithing. And then you can always reheat your ingots in your forge, which we'll be doing for the smithing. And that's about it, right? Flux and hammer. So I'm not going to do double ingots, but we will be doing smithing here in a minute, and I'll show you that. So in order to weld ingots together, let me get 2 of them just to show. Make them jump off like that. In order to weld ingots together, you take them and you put them in there, and they have to be hot enough so it says can weld. We'll see that again in the forge in a second here. And you have to have flux down here. And remember, flux is certain types of rock. It's the loose rock. Now, anyway, limestone, dolomite, marble, chalk, and borax, which is not a rock, it's a mineral. You crush those down and you get flux out of it. Oh, you get 6 flux from borax. Interesting. I did not know that. Alright, so you have to have flux in here. These have to be hot enough, and then you just hit the weld button, and bam, you get a double ingot right there. That's pretty easy to do, but I'll just walk you through the basics. Okay, so that's good. Let's move on. And then finally, we're going to craft the copper anvil, and that's super easy. Let's just see if there's some good tidbits of information here, because again, there are really good tips and tricks and stuff in the quest book, I think. So we'll dig through and see what's there. Okay, so yeah, remember that the anvil is heavy, so you can't actually carry it around. It's just like the chestnut barrel. If I put this in my inventory, I'm overburdened. Same thing with an anvil. You can put it on your back and walk around, but I think it slows you down. But basically, you just want to craft it and put it on the ground. Okay. Yes, tiers. Here we go. This is what I wanted to look up, actually. Anvils can weld metals and alloys 1 tier above their metal and smith items of the same tier. Got it. Perfect. So a copper anvil can weld copper and bronze, but you can only smith copper tools. That's exactly what I was just trying to figure out. Cool. See, these quests are super helpful. So now that you have a copper anvil, you can make a bronze anvil. So then you make 14 bronze ingots, you put them in your copper anvil, weld them together, make the 7 double bronze, and then you can make the next one. And just, this is probably super simple, but basically to make an anvil, it's 7 double ingots just like this of whatever. Rose gold. I don't remember what. I didn't even know you could make a rose gold anvil. I'm not sure what that does. Anvil 2. So that's a 2nd tier anvil then, like a bronze one? Oh, that says Anvil Tier 3. Yeah, Anvil Tier 3. Okay, well, if you didn't have bronze, apparently you could make a rose gold anvil somehow. Let's just look up. Rose gold is gold and copper. Wow, I did not know that. So, I thought you had to get one of the bronzes, and there's 3 bronze. There's regular bronze, bismuth bronze, and black bronze. Where's the... Here, okay, there's bismuth. Whatever. And there's black bronze, which is apparently more purple. I didn't know you could make an anvil out of this. I don't think you can make tools out of rose gold, so interesting. But hey, learn something new every day. Alright, so now we've got our anvils. And this one, by the way, is a crafting task. These we just had to pick up 14 copper ingots and pick up 7 double ingots. This one you actually have to physically craft it in your own crafting grid, which is sort of annoying. I mean, we're all kind of doing our own thing at our own speed, so we've been sharing some of the resources, and we're not in a party because I don't want to log in and have like 10 quests done that other people did, and neither do other people. But that also means we need to make, well, every one of us has to make a copper anvil to complete that quest. But it did say we'll be able to reclaim that later, so that's good. All right, rewards. We're going to get more flux and another full heart. Grab that, and we can just throw the flux in here. Well, we're out of room, so I'll put that away later. Now it's time to do some armor smithing and some weapon smithing. Let's start with the weapons because we want to chop things up. Okay, so let's see. Smithing weapons. So we need a copper ingot, which of course we have, and we need a copper double ingot. Alright. Now that you have an anvil, you can start working on metal weapons directly. Yes. Weaponsmith and an anvil have increased durability. Exactly. And we're going to talk about that based on your smithing skill. So we're going to get to that. Right now my smithing skill is 0 because we haven't done any of these, but we'll start doing it and raising our skill, which would be awesome. To use the anvil, you first need to have your starting material hot enough to work. Yep. Place your hot materials and then do, yeah, okay. So this is a lot of, yeah, a lot of text trying to tell you what to do, and then it says basically go look at the tutorial by Kitty because, yeah, it's a little complicated, but we're going to do it. I know how to do it. I'm not good at it, but I know how to do it. We're going to do it. Alright, so once you've got an ingot and a double ingot, oh, so we are going to have to weld one here. So I'll probably get everything heated up and whatnot off camera here real quick, and then we'll be ready to go. Swords for slashing. So they're going to have us make a sword. Now, honestly, the axe is a pretty good slashing weapon. It's not as good as a sword, but it's pretty good. So normally I might skip this, but of course we want to do it for the quest here, so we'll do it. Alright, to forge a sword you're going to need a double ingot, work the heated ingot, swords, blah blah blah, slashing damage, and you can make any kind of sword. So we'll make a bronze sword here, that's what we have access to. And let's see, I need some food, some water. Let me get the forge warmed up and get make sure I got everything ready to go.